Hello and welcome to the first episode of Talkin Wiffs. I'm Ethan Ibach alongside my co-host Andrew Peralt. We're going to talk all things WBL wiffle ball and sports around the world, mostly in America. But first of all, Andrew, how's the offseason going?
Going pretty well. We had our 3v3 tournament. We were on a team, won that. So I think as a Bulldogs organization, I just got traded. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we haven't really talked on camera about this because you got traded right after the season. So what was your reaction getting traded and what kind of led to that? What kind of led to you wanting to leave the Spiders?
Just too many disappointments with how things were handled on the management side of things. And there were some conflicting behaviors in between the team relations. So great move for me to get out of there and go to the Bulldogs.
And we got to mention the new announcement. There's no more divisions. We obviously have not released the new playoff format yet. That's coming in a few days, probably after this is uploaded. But just talk about how you think that's going to affect the league as a whole and how it's going to affect the playoffs mostly.
Yeah, I think it'll be a major change because you won't just have the Cowboys or
Yeah.
uh, any like dynasty team just taking away from other competitive teams in the same division.
Yeah.
So no divisions, probably going to see a few buys in the playoffs like we have seen, but yeah, I think it's a good change and we'll have different matchups in postseason play.
I think the main thing for me is like our team, the Bulldogs, you obviously haven't been a part of it yet, but we played the Mass Bears 4 years in a row in the playoffs, and it's cool to have a rivalry. We love playing those guys, but it kind of gets old and repetitive. Now there's a chance that we play the Monkeys or the Spiders or even the Knights if they have a down year. It's
Yeah.
like I just think that's a huge win as a league. And then you were a part of the Spiders Monkeys. I mean, that was every
Uh,
year you were playing them.
it's
So
it's almost like we're going to see the best two teams both gain the bye. So that's going to be more deserving for both those teams. And then it will hopefully make the postseason better just with the different matchups.
and I have a thing on here that I want to ask you. Who do you think is going to benefit from this move and why? Which team?
Ooh, I think maybe Miami because
Yeah.
they won't have to face the Bulldogs now rebuilt. Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's just my kind of biased opinion, but uh, they'll have an easier time maybe making it to the semis. I know they have a lot of moving pieces in their organization, but
Yeah.
yeah, it'll give them different looks at other than the Bulldogs. I mean, who knows where this next season could take us?
I'm going to say, other than the Master Bears, the Monkeys. The Monkeys have ran into teams like their first year in 2022, they ran into the Spiders who were red hot. Then they went to the World Series and won it, obviously. But the last 2 years, they've ran into teams that they weren't built to beat. So I think that's going to benefit them very well. And it's worth noting that the talent in this league next year, I think it's going to keep growing. So I think this 1 and 2 seed, the top two teams are going to be the legit top two seeds. So I just think this is a good move overall. But moving to our next topic, the 2026 draft obviously was over a month ago. We talked about it a little bit off camera. What is your main takeaway from the draft?
Well, I think that most players that were added are going to be kind of role players in their first year. Like, I mean, me being a big fantasy football guy, I mean, if you have any fantasy WBL teams, I would shy away from drafting these players. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how those players kind of find their own roles on their respective teams. I know we had Arm and Finn Bergset. That would be a
Yeah,
big addition for the Knights. They are losing a couple of key players. So
we talked about it right after that tournament. We said if Finn joined the league right now, he'd be a top three arm, and I think we both would agree on that.
yeah, I think especially first year in the league, it's going to be a big impact. Like no one's seeing him pitch really.
Yeah,
So
and they need it. The Knights need it. They're not going to have Caleb or Grayson until probably the middle to late part of the year. So they're going to need guys to step up. Which team? Which team do you think drafted the worst?
I I maybe defer that question because I mean each team got one pick.
That's
So
true.
I think it's very tough to tell, and especially with the order kind of dictating who you're going to pick. So
Yeah, I think for me, the questionable pick was the Spiders picking Colby Eveling because he's a good player and everything, but it's like Finn was on the board
they
and
they probably well they got Jack,
Tate
but
Barnacle was on the board, who I think we could agree was the best player in that tournament. The best, non WBL player in that tournament. So yeah, it'll be weird seeing how these guys compete. So talking about next year, 2026, rank your top 6 teams, 1 to 6. Who you think is going to be perform the best?
Oh, I think that the Bulldogs got the top spot this year, and then followed by the Cowboys. They haven't lost any key pieces, and we saw Caden pitch at the end of the World Series
Yep.
there. That's promising for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 spot, I probably have to go with. I probably have to go with the Knights. You know, they're always going to bring their A game, no
Yeah.
matter who's really on their team. They're going to have that morale piece or kind of chip on their shoulder with Caleb on the team. And then I'd say 4 would be the Monkeys because they're just, uh, they were hot in the playoffs. They have that team chemistry piece, all their guys being on the north side.
Yeah.
And then to round it out, I think the Miami, they had a strong playoff showing. They lost in a 3-game set to uh, our Bulldogs now. And
Yep.
then I think the Spiders just lack that key arm, so they're going to be the 6th spot for
Yeah.
me.
I'm gonna say one, the Cowboys, because they retained the most heading into next year. I think we're number 2. I think we just got to prove it. That's the thing, because we haven't won anything yet, other than that 3v3 tournament. But that was off season. But yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. I think the Monkeys are going to surprise people this year. I really do. I think like Harper is a big loss. We always joke about how he strikes out all the time. He was their best hitter last year.
Yeah.
Like if you look on paper and on the field,
Over 300s.
yeah. And he led the team in home runs. He had their only home run in that 9-game losing streak that they had. It's going to be a tough go at it without him morale wise. But again, they're returning Will, Tanner, Kellen. I think Bo is going to fit in really well with them as they're all North Side guys. I think that was the main theme. And I'm actually going to put my computer in the bag because it's starting to rain. So I think the Monkeys are going to be just fine. I think the Knights are going to struggle at first, but I think they're going to pick it up and be just fine heading towards that middle of the late part of the year when they get Caleb back. And I agree with you, Matt. The Miami and the Spiders are probably going to struggle. Spiders obviously lost best player in
Yeah.
you, but um, moving along to like who are candidates for the MVP that we haven't talked about, guys that haven't won it before, guys that people might not be thinking about.
Ooh, I would say that, we saw a rookie win it last year. We'll see what I would say for maybe Cy Young, we could maybe see a Finn, or if
Mm-hmm.
anyone else that's a rookie learns how to pitch, because at first year in the league, if you can have your pitches down, no one's seen your arm slot, no
Yeah,
one's seen your repertoire. Like, you're gonna be efficient for the most part if you can control your stuff.
yeah,
But for MVP, I guess probably not going to be Caleb if he doesn't come to all of the
yeah.
regular season games. Uh, I think Caden is another prime pick, just maybe a possible back to back, or maybe.
I will say he struggled towards the end of the year last year in the playoff run, but playoffs is the playoffs. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think that Christian Gomez could maybe step into a role where,
Yep.
like, he's still in town. He can. He definitely got better at putting the ball in play. Like when he
Yeah.
had a low strikeout rate. So when he not only hit for power, he hit for putting balls in play, and that's going to get your base hits in the league.
Yeah, I think people are underestimating Miami this year because all their guys are going to be back. And no, they weren't as talented, but with all these guys leaving for college and not going to be here full time, Gomez will be back, Caden's going to be back, Ambuel's going to be back, Reston will be back, and they're adding Riker. Levi will be he'll be here in the playoffs, but if Gomez can develop into that ace arm, this team's going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about developing an arm in that team. But so now we're getting to the fun segment here. Write that down.
Yep.
It's going to be a hot takes thing. We'll do it every week. We'll revisit how good we did coming up later. So, Andrew, take it away. First, write that down of 2025.
I think that the Bulldogs make their statement by not only getting to the World Series, but taking the World Series. And also a counterpiece to that, the Spiders also getting last and making that a blockbuster move that we saw at the end of 2025. Yes.
Bulldogs winning the World Series and the Spiders first round exit, you said?
Yes,
Okay.
first round exit for the Spiders. We'll see how that plays true. That's an emotion pick for me.
All right. Write that down. Andrew Peralt wins the 2026 Cy Young. I've got it because I think obviously I'll start game ones to start, and then if game two you're rolling like you were in that tournament, why would I take the ball from you?
Yeah,
And if we just keep that going,
I think it might be a duo.
it will.
Because Cy Young's. I mean, look at the accolades we have here. I mean, back-to-back Cy Young winner that I'm talking to right here. So, yeah, write it down for Ethan. But yeah,
All right, so you got two write that downs. I've got another. This one is going to be really bold. Write that down. Caden Kadera leads the league in home runs, and I'm going to give you your reason right here. 2022 hits 15, 15 home runs. 2023 doesn't hit a single one. 2024 he hits 7 home runs, which 2024 was a pitching year. We all remember that.
Yeah.
And this past year he struggled a little bit. So it's like every other year with Caden, and I think a full year with this Master Batters group as it starts to pour on us here. I think Caden's going to thrive with this team. I'm going to say write that down. He leads the league in home runs. It's a bold prediction. We're going to do 5. By the way, we're going to do 5 each time we film a podcast, and then we'll revisit them later when things come true or go false. So what's your next write that down?
So I have 2 so far, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We each have 2. We'll alternate back and forth.
I'll snake draft action.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to go with a rookie kind of take. I think that Colby Ebling will have a good year at the plate and will also develop as maybe a pitching role on the Spiders.
Okay. They need it.
So I think he will have a pretty solid first year in the league.
Okay. Like rookie of the year specifically?
Well, I mean, pretty tough to say with the 6. Well, now, there's like 8 probably newcomers in the league with the undrafted guys as well. So, yeah, it's tough to say, but I think that he will put together a solid resume for possibly rookie of the year.
Okay. Well, that's 3. You got 3 write that downs. I'll add my third right here. Write that down. The Metro Monkeys have a winning record in 2026. I'm very high on the Monkeys. I think Kellen has progressed really well these last few years. I think Will has elevated his game. I think Bo is going to be good for this team. The morale is there. I think it's just about having a better start to their years, which last year they went 4-2 and then they lost 9 in a row. So they easily could have a better start, or easily could start well. They just got to sustain it. I think sustaining success is what their issue has been. So yeah, write that down. The Metro Monkeys finish 8-7 or better.
Okay, write that down for me. The Knights start the season getting swept because I think that they coming off a 3-0 sweep, but they're gonna have to probably manage their first series without their guys that they went into the World Series with. So I think they get swept their first series. Write it down.
That leads me into something I want to mention. We're going to do this about once or twice a month, and then once the season gets closer, we're going to do once a week show. And on this show, we're going to reveal the schedule later in like March. So stay tuned for that. So we don't know who the Knights are going to be playing, but you say they get swept, so that is a good write that down. I'll say it. I'm going to say write that down. Jonas Sanders has a losing record on the mound in 2026. He went 10-0, I want to say, last year on the mound, and that's unbelievable. And I don't think he's gonna be able to replicate it this year. So, and I know you're watching, Jonas, so write that down. He has a losing record on the mound.
Okay, my last write that down is Caden Nelson being a top 3 candidate for Cy Young. I think he's going to step into the role. One. It kind of goes off of your take of maybe Jonas, guys have seen him before, so we won't know where that takes him. But
that is a really good write that down, and here's why. Caden's got the build to pitch in wiffle ball.
He pitches good in baseball.
He obviously pitches. We all know that, but it's like in wiffle ball, you can manipulate the ball in so many weird ways, especially when you have that build. And we saw it in the World Series. He can do it if he wants to. But
the between the legs.
Yeah, let's put the clip right now. If you haven't seen it yet, throws the ball through his legs, a screwball. I mean, we've never seen that before.
I think that's one of the top plays
in the history of our league.
So when the top 10 plays comes out this year, I think we will see that on the list. Not implying anything that should be on the list, but we don't see many pitchers that would even candidate for
But here's the thing though, is he gonna want to pitch? Because it didn't seem like he really wanted to. and I don't blame him. I mean,
he did want the World Series though, so that
yeah.
might be a piece in
That's
it. Like they need another guy. So.
before we get to my last, write that down. That's something we should probably mention. The Cowboys traded away Sam Chase. Not that he was like I mean, he was an all-star, but not that he was like this Cy Young player. Who's their number 2 arm now? Jonah's a part-time guy. He was a good pitcher. When you're not there all the time, someone's gonna have to figure it out. So I think Caden is that guy. So I like that. But my last, write that down. The Southern Spiders go 5-10 or worse in 2026.
Yeah, that's like a little over/under pick.
Yeah.
I guess I would take probably the under on that, but yeah, they do have a few new pieces with Colby and Sam.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. And then relatively new Jack, like second year into the league, and then
They have Tate, they have Jack, they have a solid team. It's not
overall,
terrible.
I would say they are the youngest team in the league age wise. We'll see how that plays into it. I think Miami's the oldest team.
Yeah, here's the thing. Let's talk about the Spiders a little bit, because it's like you guys, like when you were with the Spiders, you guys were always top 3 in the league in talent. You just could never get over that hump. And part of me thinks Noah just felt like he had to make a move to make something change. So, and obviously you weren't going to be with the Spiders this year, coming year. We all knew that we knew it wasn't going to work anymore. But it was like trading Henry and a pick for Sam Chase. Sam had a better year than Henry, but if you got to chime in on this, because who do you think has a higher ceiling, Henry or Sam? I would say Henry.
I mean, Sam was the All-Star.
He was.
But I mean,
I think Henry's going to be really good.
Those All-Star picks come out early in the season.
Yeah.
And I think that, I don't want to throw any shade at Sam, but, I think it's more of a velocity thing. Like when it comes to wiffle ball, like you have to be sitting around the 60 to 62 mark to not get hit around with good movement, because you're going to have good hitters in this league. So I think Sam is definitely capable of getting like better at pitching, but I think that Henry right now at the plate, if we're gonna compare them, I don't know, tough to say.
I think Sam's a good pitcher, a good number 2 arm, and he'll be fine for the Spiders. But it's like I don't know what it is. I think Henry's gonna be a really good player. I think he's gonna hit. I would say if I had another write that down, I'd say he hits a home run in every series this year. I think he's gonna be the opposite of a sophomore slump, because he struggled a little bit at the plate at the start of the year, but I think he takes it up a notch. So, all right, that'll wrap it up for the first episode, guys. It was a short one. It's our first time doing this. We're gonna improve. We're gonna do more segments. We'll have guests lined up. Hopefully, we'll get some managers in here for some interviews. Andrew, how do you think the first episode went?
Well, I think we got a few of our takes out there to start. I mean, you're gonna have 5 at least that you're going to share each episode, but I think
All right, well, we'll hopefully do this about once or twice a month leading up to the season. I think these episodes will get better as we go, and I think they'll get really good once the season starts, and we'll have a lot more to talk about, because obviously the season's 6 months away. But thanks for watching, guys, and tune in next time.